Here we go. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 471. Well, this is going to be the last one until next week to discuss this particular series for Sentai. It is number 1 Sentai, Gozyuger. Yep, the last 3 episodes have been released. 27 was released 2 weeks ago, 28 was released last week, and 29 was just released just today. So in the case 27, we start off with Banquet, where she's like still worshipping Ryogi, basically Byakuya, and the queen's like, can you devote more love to me than this guy? And of course she's like, no, and then she just leaves. And then we see, obviously, Cone proceed to wipe her memory. Her get amnesia, and then Gozyuger randomly finds her being poked at by kids. And then she starts palling around with him, basically, for a lot of this episode. The Gozyugers don't really do anything at all. Well, actually, no, they actually do something. They're invited to go to Kone's company. Yep, to take a tour of the facility. By the way, this is the first this company has been seen in the show since episode 8. Yeah, that was the last time this place appeared. And he's not there when I get there. Nope, apparently Cone is off in Philadelphia for the week. So his right-hand man, who is played by an actor from Kira Major, apparently this is the Blue Kira Major actor. Yep, I still, of course, need to see Kira Major, but and I have to give him the tour of the facility, especially these 5 robots, which comes to play for the next episode. And, by the way, his name is Aratia Setsukuna. Yes. Like, he has the desire to take over this company. And he's like, ooh, look at this AI. And then he proceeds to basically transform into Battle Fever J's Battle Japan. Yes, because he's a ring warrior. Of course he's a ring warrior. I mean, what new character in the show is not a frickin' ring warrior? I'm like, seriously. And they battle him for a bit, and then he proceeds to get upgrade form known as, referred to as Killer. Yeah, make a more suitable version of his. And then he proceeds to defeat all of the Gozyugers. Well, basically 5 out of 6 of them. In the case of Polar, well, basically he's just going around apparently for what the heck he does. Because a lot of this, he doesn't do anything aside from charging. Like, apparently I think he had stopped doing that after, like, the first few times he did it. And then, like, oh, he charges people for finding a dog or doing whatever. Like, he flies all the way to India to find a freaking dog. And finds him an hour and bam, gets paid. And there's this whole thing where there's also the money guys. The whole thing is about money this episode. And of course, basically, they had to beat the guy. And then, of course, basically, next episode, where about the end of the episode, a fire candle comes out looking for Banquet because she had ran away. But, of course, basically, she was later taken at the end of the episode by the evil Battle of Japan. And Fire Candle has to briefly team up with Cone to basically team up with guys of Polar to rescue her. And of course Toru gets out of this little thing like, so we knocked them all out. He basically put this device on their heads that proceeded to give them their dreams. So in the case of Byakuya, him being recognized as one idol, and Rei being supporting him. In the case of Sumiko, being reunited with her sister back in the police force and having lunch. In the case of Ryogi, it is apparently cleaning out the ear of Tengu's sword, the guy who he worships. Oh, and as for Kiji, well, his dream is being reunited with his wife who survived and young like he is. And then they proceed to destroy the dreams by having Rei take the flowers and smash them. Otto basically telling her sister she hates her. Let's see. Oh, and Ryogi, it starts a thing of basically Tengu's sword turned to goo, which apparently haunts him even after this, even very next episode. Yeah, the whole point of him melting like this apparently also happened in the movie as well, which I haven't seen the movie yet. There's a clip of the movie scene in episode 29. Oh, and he also, by the way, the evil Battlefield J, he proceeded to dress up the 4 robots that he debuted in the previous episode as the Gozyugers, but with the scarves, like they're Battlefield J. I thought that was really cool of him doing that. And battling them for a bit, Pola gets involved. Fire Candle's a rescuing banquet. Yes, which apparently what gets her to get her memories back is Byakuya's picture. Oh, he also apparently, when he captured her, he looked into her mind and summoned one of their mechs. Yes, a human taking one of their mechs for a joyride, which makes him so upset. So basically, I think it was Polar and Banquet proceeded to destroy this damn thing, and the robots are eventually destroyed too. Well, what happened to him? Well, Cone comes back from Philadelphia, wherever the heck he was, and proceeds to punish him by doing this. And presumably he either got killed or something. He also lost his Battlefield ring. Which, by the way, when he got defeated, the ring went to... Yeah, it went to... I think it went to Red. Yes, I believe he got this ring. Now, by the way, in 26, he got the Gold Ranger ring. Yep. And this episode, he got Battlefield J. So as of this point, he has approximately, as of 28, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12 rings. Yep, he gets overall 12 rings. And of course, well, Banquet's restored, and of course, the whole thing about love. Yeah. And basically, yeah, the whole thing to get memory back was basically having the guys rip her picture and, well, that's to get the memory back. Now, basically, 29 is a very serious episode. Now, as for why the actor had to leave, I have no idea. So, the whole thing of this episode is all about him, where he apparently is asleep and dreaming that Tengu's sword turns to goo. And they use clips from the movie, which I still haven't seen yet. So, and that haunts the whole episode, seeing Tengu's sword turn to goo. The subplot, the hospitality thing, which of course he tries it too, he gets involved later. And by the way, Polar himself, he doesn't really do anything in this episode at all. Not that I can think of, no. Its parents' episode feels very random in 29. But this whole episode focused on, well, Ryoga. That's basically what the whole thing is focused on him. And, like, he is doubting himself. He apparently ran out of eggs, so he can hunt for eggs because Kenji likes eggs because he's young. They do, in fact, defeat the hospitality guy, and by the way, who the host is, don't really see him because basically he's pulled out, he goes right into the thing, goes, disappears. And then Ryoga proceeds to challenge Taro to a duel, which he loses. And his rings, all of his rings basically are given to Tano. Yep. Yeah. All except for his Gozyuger ring, of course. Yes. So he gets O-Ranger, Alpha Ranger, and Car Ranger by the end of 29. So he has, as of now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He has now currently 15 rings. Yep, 15 rings. Yeah, and then of course, basically with Ryogi losing, he leaves the team. And apparently this is a reference to when they had Go Yellow, when they had Daijiro Kamino leave in... when Datsuo left the team. But his leaving was temporarily. Yeah. Now, I should point out, though, yes, basically he does leave, but as for why in the world they decided to have this actor leave the show, I don't know. I get the fact, yes, it's a reference to that, but oh, and there's also, okay, I almost forgot. There is a bit of a subplot with Polar. He teams up with Wolf, basically Byakuya, to find his mentor, Ray, which, this is interesting for him. So, the blank ring that he was seen having in episode 23, well, it turns out this thing can absorb other rings. Where he got the thing is never explained because he apparently has 2 rings, aside from the blank ring himself. He has Magi Ranger, which I knew about that one, and Zenkaiger, which for some reason also becomes Zenkaiger Black for some weird reason. Yeah, I don't get of why in the world they had to have this happen. It's weird. Yeah, where he's basically the white Zenkaiger, and then he basically just transforms into the black Zenkaiger seen in Dawn Brothers. Yeah, it just... I'm like, what? Yeah, it's something. Because it felt completely random. The fact that he would transform into that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just, like I said, I thought it was just kind of weird. Yeah, it becomes Zenkaiger Black, which the outfit itself shows up in Gozyuger. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, he's a ring warrior now. Okay. News to me, the fact he's a ring warrior. Yeah. And of course, also, we do debut a surprising new character by the end of the episode, which the name is identified as Asem. Yep, that is who is the name of the character who's taken over as new Garo Tano. So, prior to this, he was in a Zenkaigen movie when it comes to Sentai himself. And Aside from that, yeah, I still question why the heck they replaced him for. I mean, he was there for episode 29. He was interesting, but there's not much to the character at all. Yep. So, with that, I'm caught up. But next video, when I discuss Space Psycho Sentai, will be Boom Boom Manger. But first, it's a comic corner, and then it's on to One Piece. Okay? Let's go. Bye.